Apple's iPhone 18 Pro is already stirring intense speculation months ahead of launch. In this deep dive from Technology Review, we sift through the boldest rumors, new chip breakthroughs, camera transformations, internal design secrets, and even a surprising shift in Apple's release timing. From the possibility of under-display Face ID to next-generation modems and camera hardware, we explore everything that might define Apple's next flagship. Whether you're an Apple fan, a tech skeptic, or just curious what's coming, this video gives you an inside look at the future of iPhone. Subscribe and stay tuned for first-hand reviews and comparisons as the leaks turn into reality. Brain full script, narrative/voiceover style. Every year, Apple's iPhone releases are shrouded in expectation, rumor, and speculation. As soon as a new model launches, whispers about the next generation begin circulating. The iPhone 17 is still fresh, but inside the tech sphere, chatter about the iPhone 18 is already reaching a fever pitch. Sources across the supply chain, leaks on social media, and analyst reports are painting a picture of what Apple may unveil in the coming years. At this stage, none of these claims are final. Many will evolve, change, or vanish entirely. Yet, some of them carry enough weight that we can start assembling a plausible roadmap. In this episode from Technology Review, I'll walk you through everything the leaks are suggesting about the iPhone 18 Pro, how it might look, what inside tech it might carry, and when we might see it. A shift in iPhone launch timing? Traditionally, Apple has stuck to a September launch for its premium iPhones. But among the leak chatter, one of the boldest predictions is that the iPhone 18 Pro and its siblings might break that pattern. Some reports indicate Apple could reserve the fall event for unveiling only the Pro range, Pro and Pro Max, while postponing the standard iPhone 18 to a spring 2027 release, possibly alongside a new iPhone 18e variant. This potential division in timing would be a major change for Apple's flagship lineup strategy. It might allow the company to give more room to Pro models at its annual keynote, reducing crowding and confusion. But it also risks fragmenting the message and confusing consumers used to the fall iPhone reveal rhythm. Still, the idea is compelling. Apple may want more breathing room to highlight features unique to its premium devices. Face ID under the display, hype or reality? One of the most dramatic rumored changes is that Face ID could disappear under the screen. But not all leaks agree. Some reliable sources suggest that Apple is not actually moving full Face ID hardware beneath the display in the iPhone 18 series. Instead, the next step might be a narrower, dynamic island, pill cutout rather than a full punch hole or a totally unobstructed screen. In other words, the screen might lose the notch in favor of a sleeker pill shape, but some physical sensors could remain visible. It's entirely possible Apple will save true underglass Face ID for a later generation, maybe the iPhone 19, once the technology becomes more robust and yields improve. Design evolution, subtle, not radical. Given that the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max introduced a bold redesign, thicker camera modules, flat edges, new material choices, sources believe Apple isn't planning to toss that all out next year. Rather than a radical overhaul, the iPhone 18 Pro is expected to iterate, maybe a transparent or semi-translucent rear glass finish, refined edges, minor tweaks, but the same core design language. Reports suggest that the Pro models will retain their display sizes, roughly 6.3 inches for Pro and 6.9 inches for Pro Max. Those dimensions have become standard territory, and unless Apple is preparing a surprise, the screen sizes likely won't shift dramatically. The emphasis is on polish, not reinvention. Apple's own modem ambitions, C2 comes closer. For years, Apple has been working toward reducing reliance on Qualcomm for cellular modems. The iPhone 16e reportedly introduced the Apple-designed Mate C1 modem. The question now is how broadly Apple will deploy it. The next step, according to sources, could be a C2 modem built into more iPhone models. A fully in-house modem promises tighter integration and improved efficiency, which could translate into better battery life, better thermal management, and more control over performance. But the challenge is that Apple reportedly has a contract with Qualcomm to supply modem components through parts of 2027. That means only certain models, likely the flagship Pro line, could adopt the C2 early on, while others stick with Qualcomm for a while longer. Rethinking camera controls, the button debate. One curious set of rumors surrounds Apple's handling of physical camera controls. Some suggest Apple might eliminate the dedicated camera button entirely to cut costs or streamline aesthetics. Others believe the button will remain but be simplified, perhaps reduced to a pressure-sensitive input without capacitive features. Though these changes might seem subtle, they affect how photographers and creators interact with the device. Apple may also preserve gesture or shortcut controls, so even if the hardware changes, usability might remain familiar. As always, only Apple's final prototype will confirm what survives and what gets trimmed in the name of design. The chip question: will A20 Pro arrive? There's been speculation for years about the arrival of a 2nm third-generation Apple A-series chip, rumored as A20 Pro. So far, those hopes haven't materialized, and whispers suggest that Apple will again iterate on 3nm technology instead of leaping to 2 nanometers. But that doesn't mean performance will stagnate. Analysts expect Apple will push incremental optimizations, better transistor density, improved yields, power efficiency tweaks, to get meaningful gains. A shift to 2 nanometers brings significant challenges, especially around manufacturing yields and stability, so it may remain out of reach until later generations. Speculation on image sensors and camera upgrades. Another long-standing desire among fans is for the base iPhone models to receive the same camera hardware as the Pros, specifically, a 48MP wide sensor. Some leaks suggest that iPhone 18 might finally make that upgrade, but others say it could wait until iPhone 19. If Apple does make the jump, they might adopt a stacked CMOS sensor design. That can enable faster readout, reduced rolling shutter effects, and better performance in low light. But whether Apple spreads that upgrade across all lenses or reserves it for the ultra-wide or telephoto lens is still up in the air. Putting it all together, a possible roadmap. From the rumors we've collected, a tentative roadmap starts to emerge. The iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max might debut at Apple's Fall 2026 event, showcasing the best internal upgrades, modems, chip tweaks, camera refinements, while preserving and refining the design cues introduced in the iPhone 17 generation. Meanwhile, the standard iPhone 18 or iPhone 18e might follow in spring 2027, possibly targeting a more budget or mid-range segment. Apple may use a split strategy. Premium devices get access to newer technologies, modem, cameras, sensors, while others transition gradually. That gives Apple more control over feature rollout and pricing tiers. Why these rumors matter? These leaks aren't just speculative gossip. They hint at Apple's core ambitions, becoming more independent in hardware, pushing performance per watt further, and refining design language rather than reinventing every cycle. If Apple can successfully integrate its own modem in flagship phones or improve camera designs across more models, it furthers the trend of vertical integration, which is crucial in tech today. And even if some rumors don't manifest, the process of tracking them gives us insight into Apple's priorities and constraints. What to watch for, near term. In the run-up to any iPhone 18 reveal, keep an eye on supply chain whispers, Apple patents, and certifications filed at regulatory bodies. Those often foreshadow real changes. Also watch who Apple partners with for camera sensors, display tech, and 5G per 6G. Most importantly, see which rumors survive over time. Those that remain consistent across independent sources tend to carry more weight. As always, leaks and rumors are early clues, not final truths. But in the tech world, those clues often lead us right to the final reveal. Thanks for watching this deep investigation from Technology Review. If you enjoyed the dive, hit subscribe and get ready for more leaks, hands-on analysis, and breakdowns when Apple finally lifts the curtain on iPhone 18.